Man, that test made me want to kill myself. If my mom doesn't make me mac and cheese for dinner, I swear I'm gonna kill myself. This speech is gonna make me want to kill myself. As we get closer to finals, I hear variations of these jokes way too often. Teens and adults make these types of jokes constantly, and these types of jokes should be taken very seriously. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for people ages 10 to 34. Everyone is going to go through anxiety and depression at some point in their life, but are too afraid to talk about it. Some of you may have already had a dose of anxiety or depression thus far in your life. As we go into college, we're going to deal with a lot of problems, school-related and social-related, and we need to know that it is okay to not be okay sometimes. I have had my fair share of anxiety. Most of the time, I don't even know why I'm having an anxiety attack when I'm having an anxiety attack. For as long as I can remember, I have always been an anxious person. When I was in the 3rd grade, I locked myself in a bathroom before a choir audition. Last year in forensics, I cried almost every single time I had to give my speech because I was so anxious. So today we will talk about the need for talking about our mental health problems, by first identifying the problems with no one talking about their mental health, then examine a few causes as to why no one talks about their mental health, and then finally we will explore some solutions so everyone is more comfortable with talking about their mental health. According to the Circle Care Center, the majority of people don't talk about their mental health because stereotypically people are told to just get over it. It is hard for other people to understand people's mental health problems because no one truly understands what that person is going through, even if they talk about it. The Child Mind Institute found that 49.5% of children, specifically 13 to 18-year-olds, will have a diagnosable mental illness before they turn 18. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids will not be diagnosed. So why are teens not talking about their mental health? There is a stigma in our society that a person is weak. And so teens are embarrassed to talk about their mental health because society disrespects mental illness. So every person is different. Therefore, all of the causes of people's anxieties are different. There's generalized anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder, and they're both very similar because they are powered by fear, anxiety, and overthinking. Dr. Robert L. Splitzer, who was a psychiatrist at Columbia University, says that generalized anxiety disorder is very common, and 3.1% of the population in the United States suffers from this. So here are a few common symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. So there's overthinking, severe anxiety and fear, lack of concentration, difficulty sleeping, and many more. Now, social anxiety disorder has to do more with social interactions. So Dr. Jessica Flynn, who is a psychologist in Utah, claims that social anxiety disorder is driven by intense fear of social interaction. So that can be giving a speech or even leaving the house. And 6.8% of the population suffers from this. So of course there are going to be those people who will refuse to talk about their mental illness. Some people may think that they're too macho to talk about their mental illness because that's something that sissies do. So how can we motivate people to talk more about their mental health? There are a few steps that people can take to talk openly about their mental health. First off, you can start by reaching out to a close friend. So you can simply start by saying, "I am not okay." Hopefully your friend will try to understand and can offer some advice to help lighten the load. Next, you can tell your parents. Telling your parents is an incredibly important step, but is also absolutely terrifying. No one wants to tell their parents that they're not okay. But telling your parents can help you seek out professional help if you need it. And finally, you can seek out professional help. If you feel like you can't get through what you're going through with the help of your friends and your parents, you need to seek out professional help. They can either provide you with with medicine that can help you, or they can just give you the best advice. By taking these steps and talking openly about our mental health, we can end the stigma of people perceiving mental illness as weak. People will stop thinking that they're too macho to talk about their mental health, and finally everybody will be able to be open about their mental health. So mental health is something that should not be joked about. Today we learned about the need to talk about our mental health problems. First, we identified the main problems of not talking about our problems. Then we examined a few causes as to why people aren't talking about their mental health problems. And finally, we explored a few solutions so that everyone can be comfortable when talking about their mental health. It is my hope that you all now understand the importance of talking about your mental health. And remember, it's okay to not be okay.